Another day in the life of Dr. Mother Love and you. We are here for you, to be about you. We want you to come in, call in, Facebook me, email me, check us out on TikTok, on X, on Restream, on YouTube, on all of them. Restream, on everything. That's what we are. We gotta stay connected and we gotta stay informed. This is a brand new year. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's make this the best year ever. Let us curtail all this pettiness and all of this whining and all this unaccountability. Let us stand up and be the adults in the room, the adults in the community. People are just hurting all over. We got to stick together. We got to start pulling our resources together. This is a brand new year, 2024, coming out the door. Well, you already not spent the money on singing lessons, so we don't even have to go there. Where we need to go is forward. Where we need to go is up. What we need to do is hold hands with each other. Even the people that you don't like, find out why you don't like them. And if you don't like them because of you, or you don't like them because of them. And we can get rid of all this pettiness. We don't have to be involved with that. We can do greater things with the information that we have. And here we are, have all these social media connections, and we seem to be more disconnected than ever. We're more polarized than ever. I never would have thought I would see us misbehaving and being rude and disrespectful to each other simply because you think you can. You know, people act like they had a right to talk to you any kind of way. Remember they used to say, keep your distance. Don't just stay out of my personal space. We need to start getting in the personal space. We need to start realizing that we are not here by happen chance. We don't have to, act like we don't belong here. You belong here. You belong here. There are people that love you even when you're not really being lovable. Well, you're probably always lovable, but sometimes we can be not likable. There are times when it's bad when you get on your own nerve. And sometimes I'm just keeping it 100. Sometimes I get on my own nerve. Now I got to go sit down, calm down, step back, and talk it through. Don't be so afraid of sharing. You got to share everything. That's why we got TMI. You don't need to know everything. Well, when you're a talk show host, yeah, you need to do that. But in all seriousness, if I'm ever going to do that part, in all seriousness, we can do better. We're smarter. We're stronger. We got all this technology together, and we still doing crazy, stupid stuff. I know you heard about the airplane almost getting blown out the sky where the door blew off and sucked the man's shirt off of him on an Alaskan airline. Accountability. They're saying that these bolts that came loose on this airplane were a part of the manufacturer's whatever you want to call it, a mistake. They were trying to cut corners or whatever it is on the Boeing 737s. And people could have been killed. People could have, and I'm not terrified of flying anymore. I just, it used to be crazy. I mean, I used to have to take a happy pill to get on the airplane. And I know why. I had to talk it through because I didn't have control over the aircraft. And since I don't have control over the aircraft, I want to know who's flying this plane. Before we could talk to the pilot and the crew, when you got on it, good morning, good afternoon. I talked to the pilots. How y'all doing? Y'all feeling all right today? Did you get something? Are you happy? You got the hanks off of you? You got to find out who it is that you're working with. Okay. So when we get to stuff like that, you get apprehensive about traveling. And after COVID, but even during COVID, because I think we traveled a couple of times and everybody was masked up and everything, and we made it to our destination there and back, and it was still really, you didn't know who was taking, you didn't know who got vaccinated, you didn't know who was up to date on their vaccinations. So we have to trust each other. And we do. When you think about it, trust is earned when you get in that car and you turn it on and you take it out your driveway or, wherever you're taking it out, you're taking a chance. You are trusting the other motorists to be alert. You are trusting them not to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol. You want to make sure, that you trusting them. And I don't know why people still drink and think they could get behind a motor vehicle and operate it or machine. That's why they got labels on it. Do not operate heavy machinery. A car is heavy machinery. No, you're not that good at driving under the influence of drugs and or alcohol. Period. So don't act like, oh, I could get home. I could get home. You know, and who you could be the ran into somebody like 2 blocks from your house. And then, oh, because I thought I could make it home. Accountability, people. Accountability. And that's what we got to do. We got to stop with all this, this nitpicking at each other and, treating ourselves terrible because we don't want to, I don't even know what the deal is that you don't want to believe that you deserve to be healthy, that you deserve to be well. Everybody not going to be filthy rich. Most people are not going to be rich. Most of us are going to be workers out there in the trenches doing the job that we're supposed to do, being on our assignments. And, all of us have an assignment. We do it. And that's not for me to tell you. That's for me to support you. That's for me to say, atta girl, come on, dude, you can do this. Yes, let me be your cheerleader. Let us cheerlead for each other. Because the young people, I'm so proud of the young scholars who are coming up, who are making a difference, and who are understanding that they can make a difference. And they're making a difference out of tragedy and a lot of it is out of need. And we all need some stuff. All of us need some stuff. You just got to know what stuff you need and what stuff you don't need. And there's a difference between a need, air, water, bathroom, sleeping, food, and a want. I want a $5,000 pocketbook. And to do what with it? It's going to hold. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Some stuff I do get. I mean, I wouldn't spend $5,000 on a pocketbook. But that's to each his own. That's what you want to do. Don't you get tired of people trying to tell you how to spend your money? You doing well. You went through the grind. You did what you had to do to rise up, to move forward. You got educated. You're coming out into the world. You're out in the world. You're doing well according to other people's their vision. I mean, when I remember coming out here to California, and immediately everybody back in my hometown is she done moved to California. What? That must be the land of milk and honey. And then when you come to, let me just tell you, this is for people all around the world and the people that live here in the United States. When you go to Hollywood and you're going down Hollywood Boulevard, that's just some sparkly asphalt. That is not gold dust, silver dust. It's not the land of milk and honey. Most of the people that are from California, they on the grind. People come out here from different places and then want to try to give California a bad name. Southern California, you're going up to San Francisco, or just want to put a label on you. Okay, but you need. We don't need to be treating each other badly like that. You got people just walking up to senior citizens and punching them in the face, not even thinking about the fact that this older woman that you just punched in the face in the parking lot because you felt like you could do that, you done knocked this woman down. What if that had been your mother or your grandmother or your sister or your daughter? You don't have carte blanche to be mistreating people because you don't want to be mistreated. You want to think you king crap on Third Island. All the stuff, comes your way. But you don't want to take the responsibility for that. Okay, it's not a rant. That's just, I got some things I wanted to say to you all. I'm going to have this lady. Oh my goodness. She's coming on the show. This is how fancy. This is how busy she is. She's on the set. She has a business that I would have never even thought, would never give it any thought. And she's been doing this for 32 years. And a lot of you, when she comes on, you're going to recognize her. And if not, I'll clue you in to who she is, or you'll clue her in. She'll clue you in to who she is. She's she was in the movies and, in an iconic movie, as it were, Back to the Future, the first one, the original one. And what she has done, and she continues to do, I never even would have thought about this. And I've been accused of being a shopaholic hoarder. And I know that, and a lot of women do this. We'll see something, we like it, we buy it, we put it in the closet. It could hang in the closet for 2 weeks, a month, a year. Still got the tag on. Tag start turning different colors because it's been in there so long, and you didn't even wear it. You didn't even wear it, and it's still good. I am a thrifter. I've always loved thrift shopping. I mean, if I could pay $2.50 for it and it look good, I'm your girl. I'm the chick you want to do it with. And there's no shame in that. I remember they used to try to shame people that went to the Goodwill and the Salvation Army, to get clothes and shoes and whatever. And you got a big family. That's a great way. That's a great way to help you save money and get your kids really nice things. There's a shop out here. I didn't know about this one either. It's called it's a baby shop. It's gonna come to me. I just had it in my Once Upon a Child. I knew it was coming. Once Upon a Child. This was genius. What they do is they're a resale store, so you can come in with your stuff, for your kids and that outgrown, and you swap it out. That stamp your little card, and you swap it out, and you get some more stuff, some new stuff as they're growing. I mean, because you think I could never understand how people would put $100 sneakers on a baby's foot. The baby can't even walk. By the time the baby start walking, them little $150 little teeny tiny baby shoes about big as a tea bag, they can't wear them. So you could take those shoes to Once Upon a Child, swap them out and get some bigger shoes. I thought that was genius. And I started seeing like really cool people in there. Because we all had these were their kids, and we were working with our grandchildren. And so they used to crack me up coming, are these your children? Do I look like I would have little kids this way long time later in my life? No. But anyway, we were in there swapping clothes, and I've even swapped clothes with women even before they even get to the store, get into the store, and they don't have a problem with it. That's what's so cool. And that is, that's smart to me. I'm like, pay less shoe stores. I could pay more, but why? I'm just saying. My favorite 4-letter word is sale, on sale, resale, not upsell, resale. Because you can find really good bargains. Really good bargains at places. There's another store. I'm just giving all the resale shops a big congratulations and thank you for doing what you do. We have a store out here. I think it's in, I want to say Burbank, California. It's called It's a Wrap. And what they do is they collect clothes, accessories, shoes, jewelry, special items from the television and movie sets. And this is where you can go in and, they even tell you, this was on The Young and the Restless, or this was the purse that they carried on All My Children, or, so you would know this. This is from a movie, and, so and such had this on. And it's beautiful. It's a nice little boutique, and they have really reasonable prices. So you got to think about it. And nowadays, when everything is so sky high, you got to really stretch it. You got to really stretch it. And in stretching that, you got to know where to go. You got to know, what they're selling. Now, and the internet, oh my goodness. You could just sit here and just be on the internet and just never leave your house. And the packages just pile up in the front door. I tried that one holiday season, and won't be doing, because I like a brick and mortar store. I can shop online. I got over that phobia of being online, and because it was a phobia. But now that I have embraced it completely, and like I said earlier, we are so disconnected. And shopping, I don't know about you, but shopping for me is therapeutic. It's like when I'm cooking and I'm in there and I'm in the zone, and I'm always in the zone. I have to be in the zone when I'm cooking, because you don't want to mess up stuff. You don't want to forget a ingredient. You want to make sure that everything is going like it's supposed to go. Even when you're creating your own recipes, you got to get into a zone to be able to bring them to fruition and make a presentation that people will want to eat your food. That is just like such an awesome, humbling honor that somebody would consume and put in their body what you have created, and that they trust you enough to do that. See, and you got to be focused. You know, you got to pay attention to what's going on. And when you're in there cooking and when you're in there shopping, you know, you have to have a strategy. You know, you have to go in. And I say that, and don't even listen to me about a strategy, because you know good we'll have a plan. We're gonna go to this store, we're gonna get the shoes here, we're gonna go get there. Then I got into one-stop shopping. Who has everything? So I could just make one trip. And there are great places that you can get wonderful bargains. I ain't gonna even tell you one of my favorite places, because we'll be in there for hours. And have you ever gone into the grocery store and or into a store and you're out shopping and somebody catches your eye and you connect and see somebody you know in the grocery store, see somebody you know shopping in the mall or wherever, and you stop and just get reconnected. And we used to date in the mall. That would be my walk and my exercise. We go in the mall and we walk around the mall for like a good hour, and you get steps in walking in the mall. I had to leave my wallet at home. I don't know what would make my husband to declare if I saw something on sale, I was going to, yepper, you know. And I stopped impulse shopping. So you got to shop with a purpose. You know, you have to go in focused. You go, okay, I'm going in to get this. You know, I'm going in to get that. You know, certain things, you know, like the specialty stores, you know, we have to go and get measured for something. You know, you got to have an appointment for that. That's the one thing about Beverly Hills. When people come into Beverly Hills and they going down Rodeo Drive and they see a sign, you can only enter by appointment. Now, you know, that's some ritzy stuff right there. And nonetheless, I veer off. But when you get, and you be so proud of yourself when I got the right dress, or it looks like $1 million on me. You tried it on in the store, and it hangs in the closet. And I am a lightweight. No, I'm not. I'm a clothes horse. It's not even, I can't even make that come out my mouth right. At one time, I had over 300 pairs of shoes. 100 of them were black shoes. I mean, they was all black. Polissoir, suede, leather, soft, high heel slingbacks, you know, whatever it was. Patent leather. I love patent leather shoes. Shiny shoes. You know, I like shiny stuff. And I'm like, now, do I really need 300 pair of shoes? Really? Really? No, I didn't. And so I didn't sell them. I gave them away, because that's what I mean. I was blessed to be able to do that, and I wanted to be a blessing to somebody else. And I went and I took on my big girl clothes, and I told you the story how the dressmaker down there dressed for success. She just started crying. I thought I had done something wrong, and she was like, "We'll never get clothes this nice, but big enough for the plus size women." And I don't know why people think just because you're a big girl or you're a big guy, you cannot dress. See, now to me, that's impressive. When you see a person not like that's this many big, and you could dress them up in toilet paper. You know, we go to the bridal showers, and you know the bride they had the toilet paper towel where you make the wedding dress out the toilet paper, and it still look good. Okay, you really want to do something? Put it on a big person. Let's see how good it is. And unfortunately, we got to understand our girth. You know, if you wear a size 20, own it. Own it. Don't think you wear a size 20, you're going to squeeze into a size 16, because that would be a squeeze. Wear the clothes that you like, that are complementary to your body size. And I got little tiny baby shoulders. My granddaughter has better shoulders than I do. And I had to understand that and realize that a lot of my dresses across here, I have to get altered and tailored because I got these little tiny baby shoulders. So I know I got little tiny baby shoulders, okay? And I got little tiny baby feet. And I dress for my comfort now. After you get to be of a certain seasoned area and arena in your life, I don't like stuff touching me too much. I don't like clothes. I call them my soft clothes. Well, I don't call them. That's in the Bible, because that's what the kings and queens, they had on their soft clothes, their regal clothes. And, and I love to see people that are, fashion conscious and dress. One of the guys I went to high school with, oh my goodness, he had to weigh, I'm going to say, a good 350 pounds. He was a big guy when we were in high school, dressed and impeccably. He would get all of his suits altered, and they were cut for him, and he was the best dressed cat in the whole school. In the whole school. And I'm like, now that's something right there. When you can make a big guy look that good, when you can make a big girl look that good, look that well. I remember I was watching this television show, one of the morning talk shows, a long time ago, and they had designer Bill Blass. Love Bill Blass's. Love his clothes. Couldn't find anything under Bill Blass's brand that I could wear. And I've always been comfortable in my own skin. I don't care if I weigh 250 pounds. I don't care if I weigh 150 pounds. I'm comfortable anywhere. And so he was taking live calls. Lo and behold, they take my call. And I say to him, I'm giving the accolades and telling him how much I really love his work, because he always had clean lines, and it was just right. I said, you know what? I said, I love your clothes. Can you make something for the big girls? I mean, I could wear Bill Blass. I would give this. I would be glad to be in a Bill Blass outfit. And he gave me the sweetest response. He said, I never even thought about that. I think I'm going to do that. And next time you look up, Bill Blass got a plus size clothing line doing very well. See, sometimes you just got to put it out there in the universe. And he put it out there in the universe. And I like the designers. Like I said, if you can dress me up. Well, I'm not that large anymore like I was before. But when you could dress me up, when you could dress up anybody, I had this, oh my God, I just love her so much. And if you hear this show and you know her, just let her know Mother Love loves her. And I think about her. She was I could see her face plain as day. She gonna bite my forehead. Anyway, she was my stand-in, and she was a little person and sharp as a tack. This chick came up on the set like she had just stopped off a magazine cover. I mean, everything. She wore makeup, had her hair whipped, her outfit was tight. She owned it. She owned it. She was one of them kind of women. How people can come in, and this is for male or female. They can come in and they just light up the room, and you can feel their essence, and that this is a good vibe coming. She was that kind of chick. And the people on the set was like, well, why would she get her? Why not? Okay, tell me why she can't be my stand-in. I'm just asking. Well, they didn't have anything to say about that. Nonetheless, after she was my very first stand-in. And then I found out I could request her to be my stand-in. And so whenever I had the chance, why is her name not coming to me? It'll come to me in the middle of the night. And I'll say, honey, he'll be like, oh, Lord, now she remembering something from yesterday. But that's what happens. You get to do that when you get to be in the season zone like I am. So anyway, I'm telling you about this lady. And I said, I don't want to give away the store for her because she has a very compelling story. I need some air on in here. I'm starting to sweat. Okay, my glasses keep fogging up. Did you see them? Now I can see you. And she has done a remarkable thing. She will always be a star. She will always be a star. She was Jennifer. She played Marty's girlfriend in the first one. And who didn't see Back to the Future? I mean, that was one I saw. You know what I never saw though before? Never saw E.T. I never saw E.T. I didn't see the whole Titanic movie either because, I kind of don't like to watch movies and I know what happened to boat sank. People, that was terrible, And Back to the Future was just so different, and it was so much fun. And it just lightened people up. And so we need to go to the future. And so what she does, and we're going to find out how she got into this industry, I see what keeps her in it, because when she tells you what she does, I mean, I never would have thought it. Never would have thought it. And I'm pretty clever, but it's such a genius idea. And I didn't know that her market was even, would even think to do something like that. They don't. you know, I don't want to give it away, but I'm waiting for her to come in because she's on set. And she'll come in when she's done and we'll talk about it. She's been doing this, she's had this business for 32 years. She's been here and she's been doing and doing. And the pieces that she acquires for her clientele are very high end. And I'll tell you this part about it. I won't tell you, I won't her when you look at her website and look at the cost, 60 to 80% off of the retail price. And you know how well we'll go. Like I said, I had 300 pairs of shoes. I had so many dresses and suits and everything. I didn't wear a lot of slacks. Didn't wear a lot of pants. Had a lot of dresses and skirts. So much to the point. Okay, I used to represent this plus size clothing line, and I could go into the warehouse and literally I could get 30, 31 dresses every month. I wore them to everything, never wore the same dress twice. And then when I wore the dress once or twice, because I'm like, I wear it, please. And I'm just saying. So anyway, so I all the stuff that I had worn, I wore, after I've worn it, I pack it up, send it to my hometown. They told me this is when they got the video cameras and the boxes would come and they videotaping like, I want that. I saw it first. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? It's enough in there for everybody to share. And one of my relatives, I had this white suit that my friend made for me. God rest his soul. Tony Brion. We're famous. That's what my husband called me. We're famous because he knew everybody. He knew everybody. And he made this awesome, it was almost like a tuxedo style. It had that kind of cut. And he made slacks. And I was like, you don't look good in pants. Look how wide my butt is. I don't look good in pants. He said, just try them, LML. Just try it. Custom made. Had the white satin stripe down. That's what made me think of a tuxedo, white tuxedo down the side. And in the back, he had hand beaded this applique on the back of the jacket. I thought he had just got it, like a piece now that they have. You could just sew it. He put all of them, the pearls and sequins on it. And it was about, started up here in my back and it came down almost to my waist. And I got to wear it to this convention. Where I had seen Quincy Jones again. I told you my Quincy Jones story, and he was he was walking around the floor and everything. Yeah, that's Quincy Jones. And I was just so outdone. He saw me, and he had to be a good 100 feet away from me almost. And I heard my name being called, and I turned around, and it's Quincy Jones, the maestro. He remembered okay, yeah, I did come over his house and eat his food. I guess that probably, had me in the, in the unforgettable column. And I just thought that was so cool. And then he said, oh, girl, come over here. Let me get a picture with you in that bad suit. Oh, you looking like $1 million. Then I owned the slacks. I owned it. And that made me feel good. That really did. And I started opening up about wearing slacks. I think I got maybe a pair. I got a pair of white jeans, and I got a pair of blue jeans too. But I don't like the blue jeans. I just don't like pants. Shut up! Don't even say. Just calm yourself down, because you know what I was getting ready to say. You know what I'm talking about. Some stuff you just don't need to be on Mother Love. I'm just saying. And I was telling you, I've been accused of being a clothes horse. I was telling you, all the clothes after I lost weight. And I didn't realize when you lose weight all over. My head shrunk, my feet shrunk, my underwear was way too big. See, that's TMI, nonetheless. And I didn't realize how heavy that rack was. So one day we laying in the bed, and we haven't got the rapid eye movement sleep. We wasn't in a deep sleep. We were at that twilight state. And I have a husband who can go to sleep standing up. Kid you not. He could stand up, eyes be open, and go up past me. You hear, I'm like, dude, standing up. So here we are, laying in the bed, twilight sleep, grandmother's house. Sound like thunder was coming through the house. So we jump up. Okay. He jumped up. I'm like, honey, go see what it was. I be the witness. I can't be involved. So he got up. He went downstairs, made sure everything was secure downstairs, checked all the doors and windows, and everything was intact. Came back up the stairs. He checked again. He came up the stairs. He checked every bedroom. And something made him say, check the closet because it was real close. And literally, I had a closet that 20 people could stand in it. I know, it was just awesome. So anyway, he goes into the bathroom. Nothing. Goes into the closet on my side, because we got a wall rack here and a rack there and a double rack at the bottom and a rack over here, and it's all my clothes. Then I start putting some of my clothes on his side of the closet. He was like, no. The whole thing broke. It's splintered. And all we could do is stand there. The clothes have piled up. They like, it broke and they just slid off the broke part. We just went in there and said, first we started laughing. Then we went, okay, we'll work on this tomorrow. Let's get us some sleep in. He got up and he fixed it and got it back together. And I said, this would be a great time for me to share these clothes. And I took the clothes and the shoes, and I kept 30 pair of shoes. I did. A lot of them I still have. Some of them are too big. Most of them are too big, And I used to go and buy 2 pairs of shoes like a week. And I didn't realize that. Who knew? Who knew that I was a shoe fanatic? Love shoes. I remember we did this promotion at this radio station, and it was for those of you who are old enough to remember Imelda Marcos. She was the wife of one of the presidents of a South American country, and she was a shoe fanatic. She said she had like thousands of pairs of shoes, and she wore a size 8. That's as large as my feet ever got, a size 8, not an 8.5, not a 7.5, just an 8. And when I did have to go to wide when I was pregnant, but nonetheless. So we did this promotion with the shoe store, and they made a line around my feet because she and I wore the same size shoe, and the promo was, if you can fit inside of this diagram, you get a free pair of shoes. Well, it was like Cinderella. Okay, few people got their feet in there and got a free pair of shoes, but most of them women wore size 9. One lady came in and she said, well, I could get my foot. She couldn't get her big toe into the diagram. She wore size 12. And what they did for people who didn't fit, they gave them a really nice discount. So it was a really sweet thing that they did. And it was, oh my goodness, it was people down the street, around the corner, and into the parking lot, literally waiting in line for this. And I am cracking up. I'm having a ball with everybody. That's when the Polaroid pictures came out that you had to shake them. Oh, we got a little side business over here. $5, you can get a picture taken with Mother Love. I'm like, $5? Okay, but $5 did add up. I am not complaining. It was just so cool. And we all came together. And it was women from every ethnic background, from every socioeconomic platform. And we were and I would go out and go around the line and talk to them and come back in with them. And we just had a really good time. And that's what we got to do. We got to stop with this nitpicking. We got to stop with thinking, the world owes you something because you're here. You owe the world something because you're here. Because the universe can be kind and beautiful and open up to conspire for your great success. The universe can also, the universe gonna shut us down if we don't start paying attention to what we're doing to the planet, and we won't be able to get stuff, because we have destroyed the planet. And can I just say this? I just want to say this to the climate deniers and crazy people who think, yeah, you crazy if you don't think the atmospheric shift is affecting you. This is not a Herschel Walker thing where you could get the good air and the bad air kind of thing. We are destroying the planet from the inside out. And just like we're doing it to our bodies from the inside out. So we got to start someplace. So start with, changing the attitude. And if you can't change the situation, change your attitude toward the situation. Don't just sit up and, sometimes when you're having a deep issue, you need to sit and wallow in it, because once you get in it and you accept it and you say, I can make a change, and you realize you have a choice, you can make the change. Because I know this for a fact. If you say, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, you're going to do it because you believe that you can. If you say, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, you're right. You can't do it. So either way, why waste your time on the negative when you could take it to the positive and just move forward? Sometimes you got to take baby steps. Sometimes the whole thing falls down on you. You might develop a chronic condition. You might have a mental health issue. And I am so grateful. We still got a long way to go, but the fact that we Americans will understand and accept the fact that a lot of us have mental health issues. You don't just go off for no reason. You don't do just any kind of skullduggery for no reason. It's an underlying something that you refuse to address. And that's on you. You the one say, well, my mama didn't love me, my daddy didn't love me. Okay, how old are you? 56 years old? Okay, come on, let's, deal with that. Okay, all the mothers don't like their kids. My mother tell us that all the time. I love you all. I love you. I don't like none of y'all. Well, we were all teenagers together too. That's when teenagers will make you understand why some species eat their young. Because teenagers, they want to stand toe to toe with you. They want to tell you what to do. I could even imagine even thinking that I could have that tone with my mother, not only my mother, but any elder. Because when we were growing up, everybody got a chance to check you if you were out of order. If you weren't out of order, but they love being around you, right? They love being around you. Don't you think so? I'm just saying. Sheila, you agree with me? You get that, don't you, Miriam? I'm just saying. And so now, you got these kids, and you got these moms and parents, these helicopter parents. I didn't even know that you could call that had a meaning. And my mother wasn't a helicopter parent. She had 6 kids and herself to take care of. And she was always bringing in somebody who was less fortunate. We lived in a project. Okay, and I didn't know we were poor till I was 16 and I wasn't getting a car from her. But nonetheless, she always said, don't turn your back on your fellow man. Make sure you stay with your brothers and sisters, because you all will have that common denominator, good, bad, or indifferent. There'll be people that will understand what you have gone through and what's, what where your psyche is about that. And you got to know. And let me say, we know when you mama's favorite and you daddy's favorite. Don't think we don't know when they come. Oh, well, we treat all the children equally. No, they don't. How many times have you heard your brothers and your parents and your people that take care of you and say, why can't you be more like your brother? Why can't you be more like your sister? I'm like, why can't I be more like me? Okay, so I didn't say it out loud. Even though my mother used to say, I hear you thinking. How scary is that? To know that, and she would be accurate. She told me, don't even try to whisper. I'm like, what do you mean? What? She said, babe, I can hear a rat pee on cotton. So you got to be real close to a rat peeing on cotton. Who would get down that far? It's just the stuff and the phrases that they would have. They would make you go ponder. Now they just cuss the young people just cuss their kids out, call them all kind of names, and don't care where they embarrass them at, and I'm like that. And then you wonder how come your kid is a bully in school. Because you're a bully at home. They can't jump on you, so what they gonna do? Jump on the other people that they're the size of. When you're a bully, and bullying is a learned behavior. Kids don't come into the world being a bully. They don't come into the world being mean. They don't come into the world, not wanting to play with other little kids. You could put every nationality of kid in a playground. We won't say, we'll just put 10 kids in a playground. 10 kids. And they all from all walks of life, all faiths and religion. All them kids want to do is play. And all they want to know is It's my turn next, and I'm gonna get to play. Kids don't have nothing. They don't even have that in them to hate people like that. And when you teach your child that because you felt like you didn't get anything, you didn't get what you needed from the elders, you didn't get what you thought you needed from your mother and father, because oftentimes you think you should be getting something and they're not giving it to you. Now, I learned this too, that you can't teach what you don't know. If you don't know what being compassionate is, you won't know how to be compassionate because you haven't been taught that. Just like hate and bullying is taught, so is love and compassion. You don't have to be, all huggy, touchy, kissy, feely, because that's what I do. I'm the huggy, touchy, feely, kissy, because there's no greater connection than two human beings holding on to each other in an honest embrace. And I remember I was doing this TV show and it was live and there was a commercial break. And I had asked my husband to ask him go get something for me. And I said, honey, would you please so and so and such and such? Yes, oh, my pleasure. And he comes back and I said, thank you. There was a woman sitting next to me. I was an announcer, the announcer of the show. And there was a woman sitting next to me, an older woman at the time. She was older than I was. And she looked up at me. She just kind of like tugged on the end of my, oops, my bad, tugged on the end of my dress. I told you these baby shoulders. And she said, you are so polite to your husband. And I thought, what an odd thing to say. This is what I'm thinking in my head. And she stood up and she asked me, could I give her a hug? Would I give her a hug? And I hugged her, and she was holding on to me for dear life. And I could feel it. She was so holding on so tight. I could literally feel her heart beating next to my chest. And she said, I haven't been hugged in 40 something years. My husband, you got a husband and he don't hug you? Oh, see, that's you got to fix that part right there. And if you're not going to be polite to any person, you got to be polite to your mate. You live with this person every single day, and you're gonna be rude and disrespectful and call him or her out their name, and bring up stuff from 1962, yeah, and you weren't even born in 62, and just have all that tension. It's enough junk going on outside the door right now that you don't need to bring that into your sanctuary. There is nothing more disheartening than to walk into a place that you call home, which is really a house because you make it a home, that you walk in and soon you get that knot in your stomach, like, oh my God, I don't want to go in the house. I'm like, and I didn't understand that at first. I couldn't wait to get home to my husband and my family, because that's what I can decompose, slowly decompose. I could decompress. And I knew I was safe. I knew I was loved. I knew I was welcome. And who else am I gonna be polite to? I'm gonna be polite, and first with me, then with my family. And they gotta know that you love them. Like I said, you ain't always gotta like them because we do some jacked up stuff. That's what we do. We human. And we get stuck on stupid. We get paused on ignorant, parked on dumb, and acting like everybody in the universe is wrong except me. But that's not the case. Yeah, no, that is not the case. We make mistakes. Be able to ask for forgiveness and be ready for them not to forgive you. I had to show something like that, didn't I, one time? Y'all, you remember. You remember. And from that to now, it is just heartfelt that people are hurting so badly now. People don't know which way to go. They got dreams. They don't know how to have them come to fruition. A lot of people got these dark clouds over them. They just weighted down, and sometimes you could see them coming. And it's going to be an issue, don't you? When people, and you could see the wear and tear and the weariness on their faces. And some people are like, oh, I just don't feel like being bothered with her today. Oh my God, he get on my nerve. He is the whiningest dude like ever. That might be the person you need to give a hug to. That might be the person you need to get a hug from. I'm not saying, everybody, but you'll know. You'll know. And you'll know who you can. Some people just trust everybody. I'm that kind of person. I trust you all the way to the wall until you give me a reason not to. I've been there, done that, been jacked over, tore up from the floor up because I believe what you said. Might take me a while to get to it, but I'm do my thing. I'm gonna make sure to make it do what it do, as Ray Charles would say. And that's what we gotta do. We gotta stop. This is a brand new year, 2024. I kid you not. I've said this before, and I hear this from a lot of seasoned people. If I'd have known I was going to live this long, I'd have started taking better care of myself a long time ago. And because, when you're young, you're a teenager, you're in your 20s, you think you're invincible. You think you can fly. You think you can. What did R. Kelly say? I think I can fly. Shut up. Don't even say nothing about that. Just let it go. Let that rabbit sit. Okay. When you got a dream and you know you need to do it, yeah, I'm going to tell you, it can be scary. It could be terrifying. It could be, why am I being selected to do this part of life? And I ask, don't do this. Don't do stupid like I did. I want to save you the heartbreak and the breakdown. Don't barter with God. Don't try to barter with God. Don't go, well, Lord, if you let me do it, that you just shut up, because God, whomever you conceive your God to be, knows exactly who you are and can hear your thoughts long before you even know them. They used to say, you wasn't even a gleam in your daddy's eye, gleam. I was like, what's a gleam? A little squint, a little flint. And you can't be afraid. Okay, yeah, you can be afraid, but don't let that take you out. Don't be fearful. And you can't serve the universe and God and fear at the same time. It just does not work. Just, let it go. And you know what fear is anyway, right? I'm told. What's fear? False evidence appearing real. Ain't that right, Sandy? Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Urzula, I love your name, Urzula. It sounds very exotic. Like you said, Madam Urzula. So when you're thinking about what it is that you want to do for 2024, do it. Do it. So what you fall down, get back up. Be like a weeble. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. We went to look it up on at the toy company, and they stopped making weebles, the big weebles. They make the little bitty ones now. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for chiming in and paying attention to what I'm talking about, because, I need it too. I need to be talked to. There are people who get me off the roof, because I've been on the roof. I was talking to this lady today. She was talking about me joining their organization, and she was saying that it's so many women that want to be connected with each other, and this is a great way to communicate and to connect with each other, like-minded people. One thing I learned: you want to know what rich people do, how they live, what they're spending money on, you need to hang out with them. You want to know what poor people do? You're going to hang out with them. So I decided, even from I don't want to be in a state of lacking all the time. I know we're going to have rough times, life going to kick the buttocks all kind of which way, north, south, east, west, downtown, uptown. You got to get up. Just going to find out what you're made out of. It's one thing to fall down, get pushed down, because some people will trip you. They see you, running and jogging, your race, and they put their leg out and watch it, and they think it's funny. And then they get pissed off when you get up. See, they be like Satan. Every morning, when I wake up, I thank God for Jesus, and I can hear Satan go, that heifer up again. I'm like, and run along, moving on. Because he don't care. That evil does not care anything about you. That's what you got to understand. Not one ding dong thing. That's why it is a must that you protect your mental health. It's a must that you protect your spiritual health, that you protect your physical health, that you know that you can do things and one step at a time. What the Alcoholics Anonymous creed, everybody should follow that one. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And we learned that because it was a bunch of alcoholics in my family, and it was going to AA, and they taught us that, and I watched a lot of them get sober. One of my uncles, he'll tell you right now, he said, I'm still an alcoholic. I'm like, Uncle, you ain't had a drink in what, 50 years? He said, and if I get one, it's gonna be one too many. And I mean, he's a staunch guy. You know, the only reason I remember because I was a little girl and he was he was a lot older than me, like 15, 20 years older than me. And he got on the other side of it, has not had another drink. I've seen people cold turkey from cigarettes. I was one of them. I was like, I don't think I'm going to pay $2.39 for a pack of cigarettes. And I quit when I came to California. You know, it's like New Year's resolutions. I don't make those. I mean, because what's the day? Today, we haven't even got to the first 2 weeks, and half of y'all done forgot about what your New Year's resolution is. I'm gonna lose 50 pounds January the 5th. I'm gonna start my diet next week. Why you gotta wait for a day to come? Start if that's what you feel like you need to do. Start right now. Do it in little bitty steps. Take baby steps. Don't be afraid. And you'll be surprised how much clutter you can get out of your spirit when you keep moving forward. Stop being lackadaisical. You know, start networking with people. Get outside again. You know, be involved with people. This is another thing we could do. Even when you just down and you don't see nothing, you looking up to see the bottom and you're like, how do I get out of this? Go to somebody that got a bigger issue than you. Go visit people in the nursing home. Go see about the kids in the hospital. Go to a prison. You know, go to a school. Get involved in your community. There's no reason for you to be sitting on your behind talking about, oh, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Oh, nah, I'm mad. It's 10 years later. Oh, really? I didn't even realize this. And people been, calling it, I don't want to get broke up. But I want you all to know that I loved you guys and I still love you guys. And the fact that you have such a passion for Mother Love and that talk show that we did so many years ago, that was a healing program for all of us. I mean, I remember we would be on the set and a guest to come on and the guest start crying, I start crying, the cameramen and women crying, the craft service lady crying, the makeup lady is coming up to get the tears off my face. I mean, we would and people need to get that out. Sometimes you might not even want to say anything. You don't want somebody else saying anything. You just want to be at peace in the silence and sit close. There's a lot of a lot of passion and a lot of compassion when you're holding somebody close to you, and make sure you hold them close to you. Make sure you hug people that you love. Don't be afraid to tell them that you love them. Don't be scared of that. It's all right. And when I say I love you, I do. And back in the day, I knew it was lust. But there's nothing with lust. As long as you lusting after the same person. I'm just saying. Just because I'm married don't mean I'm blind. I mean, I know what good looking look like. I got a fine husband. When I would be doing shows and stuff, and I'd bring my husband out and introduce him and whatever, and they'd be like, it was a surprise. You have a fine husband. Oh my, like, do I look like the kind of chick that would have an ugly man? I'm just saying. And I was like, why are they surprised? I deserve to have and I always say it, when you put it out there in the universe, it can come to you. It will come to you. I used to sitting around with my girlfriends, we teenagers, we young adults, and I'm telling them, oh, listen, I know what the deal is gonna be. I didn't know how it was gonna happen. I told them I wanted to be I didn't say I wanted to be rich and famous. I used to say I want to be rich and richer. And it monetarily too, and also rich in spirit, rich in culture, rich in compassion, rich in being a neighbor, rich in being a sister, an auntie, a cousin, a niece, a girlfriend, a guy friend. I got a lot of the same girlfriends I had when I was growing up. I mean, I got new girlfriends that seemed like we had been in each other's lives and were meant to be in each other's lives. When I first came out here, I didn't know anybody in California except the guy who hired me. I came in with a clean slate, a broken heart. I was tore up from the floor up, and God said, no, you go. You go. I think it was only the second time I'd ever been on an airplane. They flew me first class. I didn't even know how to act. I got spoiled right away. And and I got on the plane. I came. They treated me like a rock star. And they said, okay, this is what we want you to do. And I got to meet people. I mean, I got to meet the people that worked at the radio stations, because we had, I think, I think we might have had 3 radio stations in the same building, in the same area. I mean, in the same building. And we got to know the radio personalities. And I learned the difference between a radio personality and a disc jockey. And you will never, let me tell you, you will never guess who I learned from. And I'm going to tell you because you'll never guess. They used to call him the Mouth. Googling Robert Downey Sr. Yep, Robert Downey Jr. daddy. He was my friend. Oh, we used to cut up so bad. Oh my God. Uh, he was famous for his big mouth, and he didn't pull any punches, and he wore red socks. And he said, "That's my power socks. You know, men have powerful underwear. Women talking about they got their lucky panty. I had no lucky underwear. What?" But people say that. They say that. And we just had the best time. And he said, I'm not a disc jockey. They spin records. We talk. We are talk show hosts. And he was the first person to call me a talk show host. And oh my goodness, that was a good thought. That was a good thought. And I know Robert Downey Jr. don't remember meeting me, but I remember when he was a knitter boy. Yes, I did. And your dad was just great. I really had a good time with him. And sometimes you meet people that they leave an impression on you. You know, even when I think about him, every now and then, I always think about him with a smile, or I bust out laughing because I remember something crazy he said, and he would stun people. He was off the hook well before what's the guy's name? Call his name, mother. Rush Limbaugh. He wasn't as caustic as Rush Limbaugh was. Oh, but he let you know what he thought about whatever it was he was telling you. You know, you don't have to be rude and disrespectful to people. You don't. You could be kind and nice to people. Be kind and nice to yourself. Remember, you're not here by happen chance. You got an assignment, and let this be a call to action for you. Don't sit up and waste another day, moment, second. Get up, stand in your purpose. Yeah, it could get really scary. And oftentimes, this is what will happen. When you get that call and you know what it is, you've been hiding behind, oh, I got to take care of my kids. Oh, I got to work 2 jobs. Oh, I got to get married. Oh, I got to get divorced. I got to have a baby. You coming up with all kinds of things to talk yourself out of success. And success to you could be something completely different. I wanted to be a smart, successful, sustainable wife and mother. That was my whole thing, you know? So make sure that you remember to love yourself. Make sure that you remember it's okay to be you. Make sure that you understand you are enough. It ain't your problem. People can't handle this. When they see your light shine, tell them put on some sunglasses. This is why I get the ones that when you go out, I go out in the sun, they turn into sunglasses. Because sometimes my light is so bright. Don't I look like a big burst of sunshine, a big burst of 2024? Let's be happy. Let's be happy for ourselves. Let's be happy because we got another day above ground. Because somebody got some bad news. Somebody got a bad diagnosis. Somebody got to bury a child, the husband, a spouse. That's you know what I'm saying. Remember that. have a finite number of seconds. And when you see the play run, it'll tell you, break it all down for you. Just know that I love you. Remember, you can follow me on social media, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Spreaker, on iHeartRadio, on Zoom, Restream, on Instagram. You can just call Mother Love, and you can, we on X and Facebook, and you can reach me at Mother Love Show. Make sure you check us out. I am Mother Love, and babies, you know I love you. And remember this, no matter how big or tall, short or small, thick or thin, matters not what skin you're in. Everybody needs some mother love down and then. Peace, babies. Enjoy yourself. Behave yourself. Because you know I'm watching.